Why someone suddenly loses interest without warning. Have you ever felt someone slowly lose interest? Without a fight, without a reason, without a goodbye? Stay with me, because what's really happening is not what most people think. One day, they feel close. They listen. They care. And then something changes. Not suddenly loud, just quietly distant. And the most painful part? You're left overthinking, trying to figure out what you did wrong. But here's the truth most people never hear. What if their distance has nothing to do with your value and everything to do with what they're feeling inside? Emotional overload. Psychology shows something uncomfortable. Some people don't pull away because they stop caring. They pull away because caring starts to feel too intense. When emotions rise faster than their ability to process them, distance becomes their safety button. Not because they don't feel, but because they feel too much. Think of someone who grew up avoiding emotional conversations. The moment a connection becomes deep, their nervous system reads it as danger. So they don't explain. They don't confront. They withdraw. But emotional overload isn't the only reason. There's another one, and it's even harder to notice. Loss of control. For some people, interest feels safe only when they feel in control. The moment they realize they care more than expected, they feel exposed, and distance becomes a way to regain power. Not manipulation, self-protection. They step back to remind themselves, I'm still in control. Here's what shocks most people. Silence doesn't always mean absence of feeling. Sometimes it means fear of vulnerability, internal conflict. Another hidden reason? They want connection, but they also want emotional comfort. And when those two clash, distance wins. Psychology calls this approach avoidance conflict. They come close, then pull away, then feel guilty, then repeat. You've probably seen this pattern. They show interest, then disappear, then act normal again. That's not confusion. That's an unresolved emotional pattern. But here's the part no one talks about. Sometimes interest fades because you triggered growth. You triggered change. Some people distance themselves when they realize they need to grow and aren't ready. Your presence highlights what they avoid: emotional honesty, commitment, self-awareness. So instead of rising to the moment, they step away from the mirror. Not because you lacked something, but because you reflected something. Let that sink in. Sometimes losing interest is not rejection, it's resistance. Emotional energy mismatch. Here's another truth. Interest fades when emotional energy isn't aligned. One person is emotionally present, the other is emotionally tired. And tired people don't communicate, they withdraw. Not out of cruelty, out of exhaustion. Think of someone dealing with internal stress, life pressure, identity struggles, unresolved trauma. Connection becomes another responsibility. Distance feels like relief. So what should you do when someone suddenly loses interest? What not to do? Chasing doesn't bring clarity. Over-explaining doesn't restore interest. Overthinking doesn't create answers. Psychology is clear. The more you push someone who's pulling away, the deeper they retreat. What actually works? The most powerful response is emotional stability. Not silence as punishment, not coldness, but grounded presence. People who distance themselves often return when they feel emotional safety again. Not pressure, not fear, safety. If someone suddenly loses interest, don't immediately assume you weren't enough. Sometimes you were simply more than they were ready to handle. If this video felt personal, you're not weak for feeling it. You're human. And if you want more psychology that explains behavior without blaming yourself, you know where to find me.